We spoke earlier, and he introduced himself, and I said, Mayor, Mayor. You're one of the few folks that needs no introduction, but I will anyway. He's running for re-election in the great city of Ccrw, Louisiana. If you would, let's give a warm welcome to Mayor Henry Martinez. Mayor.
Thank you. You're too kind. It's not me that you're clapping, but I would rather applaud the citizens of Ccrw. They're the ones that make the community of what it is today. But as he said, I was running for re-election. 4 years ago when we ran on a candidacy that Ccrw is at a crossroads and doesn't know which way to go. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we've made the turn and we're going in the right direction. And it's very well documented, all the way from our school system to our hospital to our infrastructure has improved like it's never improved before. When you talk with people outside of Ccrw, there's a perception that it's a feel-good community. The reality is, it is a great community. It's just not about feelings. There's a perception of those who live in Ccrw. There's an expectation of those who live in Ccrw. And there's also an obligation by those who live in Ccrw. They're willing to be involved. They're willing to put their money where their want is, whether it's with their schools or with their community. When I said there's a perception about living in Ccrw, every day the perception as we talk to people throughout the community is what great thing is going to happen in the city of Ccrw next. As small as Ccrw is, when I talk about size, our school district is 3 times the size of the city of Ccrw. But we have roughly 15,000 citizens in Ccrw. We have a hospital that really rates with some of the hospitals of the parish when you look at the standards and how they judge the hospitals. We just broke ground on a new multi-story surgical center in Ccrw. Why is that? 3 years ago, we commissioned a study with an economic development firm as we got some funding to do this, because economic development is the lifeblood of any governmental community. You can only tax your citizens so much, and then you break their backs. But if you bring in industry, why is the governor doing that right now? Why is that a statewide effort? Because it's a smart thing to do, to bring some new dollars in. What does it do? It gives government the lifeblood that it needs. It gives them some new money coming into the community. But it also gives the citizens something that they need, jobs. Right now in this downturn, we finished last year's budget, and I got the figures yesterday, with a $900,000 budget surplus. Our money coming into the Ccrw actually exceeded our budget, whereas our expenses were under budget. How can a small town like that do something that significant in this kind of economy? Because we all work in it together. Ccrw is still a town where one person can make a difference, whether he's the mayor, whether he's the police chief, or any council member, or any citizen. You make a difference. Ccrw is an all-inclusive community. That's one thing that's been very positive about my term. We developed a master growth plan for the city of Ccrw. It has 7 different chapters in it. I'm not going to go into it. But it was very important for Ccrw to know where are we going to be in 5 years, and 10 years, and 20 years from now. It's likened and compared to the parish's Horizon Plan. A town the size of Ccrw adopted it. We spent over $300,000 out of the city dollars. We have finished this document. We know where we're going. We know how to get there, and we know what we're going to look like once we have arrived. It's not rocket science. We all took our egos and our attitudes, as we all have sometimes in politics, and we put them on a shelf, and we said, let's come together. Rich, poor, black, white, young, old, big landowner, small landowner. We had several hundred people working on this document at one time. It was a success. By it being a success, the city of Ccrw will continue being a success. We do not need, at this point in Ccrw's history, to redirect or redefine where we're going, what we want to be, or how we need to get there. We need to refine what we're doing. We need to continue on the same road we're going, because it's well documented we're going in the right direction. I served as a Republican, and I'm proud of that. I was a former business owner in Ccrw. But why do I get the endorsement of organized labor from the AFL-CIO? Because we're working together as a team. Just because you're a team doesn't guarantee you positive results all the time. Why are there football teams and sporting goods teams that lose? They might be a team, but they're not working together. I contend and I present to you the city of Zachary is doing it right. We are working together as a team. I'm only one member of the team. I might be the mayor, but I'm only one member. It's not about Henry Morgans. It's about every citizen who lives and breathes and rises every morning in the great city of Zachary. That's why I asked them for an opportunity to serve for 4 more years. That's why I ask any of you who might have relatives that live in the city of Zachary to give them a call and ask them to vote for me. But one thing that we do all have in common, as we lay our head down, before we lay our head down at night, we all lay down under the protection of the same Lord Jesus Christ. I ask you to pray for not only me, but for the city of Zachary. That's what makes the difference, not only in Zachary, but in all of our lives. Thank you. May God bless you.
Mayor, thank you.